Rumbarr Mooncaller was born in the tranquil savannas of the plains of Solara, a vast expanse famed for its endless golden grasslands beneath azure skies. The Loxodon herd he called family were keepers of ancient wisdom, deeply connected to the land and the enchanting cycles of the moon. From a young age, Rumbarr listened eagerly to tales of the Great Dance, a celestial ritual where the spirits of past Loxodon would commune with the living under the full moon. Even as a calf, Rumbarr was different. Blessed with rare insight and an almost uncanny affinity for the spiritual, he heard whispers in the wind and saw patterns others missed. But this intuitive talent came with a burden, a fear of his own inadequacy. Rumbarr worried he might not live up to the legacy of the Great Dance, fearing the expectations of his ancestors and his inability to form bonds with his fellow Loxodon. This internal conflict often drove him to solitary reflection, preferring the quiet company of rustling grasses and the ghostly presence of ethereal spirit swarms. Unlike his kin, who celebrated starlit gatherings, Rumbarr often felt the burden of his role rather than its joy. It wasn't until the spirit swarm revealed themselves to be echoes of the land's ancient magic, drawn to his aura, that he began to understand the power in unity and began to tentatively reach out to his herd. As he matured, shadows began to encroach upon the peaceful plains. Undead hordes, summoned by a malevolent lich known as Virgil the Defiler, began to defile the sacred land. This dire scenario forced Rumbarr to confront his fears head-on. He realized his introspection and isolation could no longer be his refuge. He had to step forward for the sake of his people and their ancestral home. Driven by a deep sense of duty, Rumbarr embraced the mantle of a ranger, a Swarmkeeper. He realized that his connection with the spirit swarm was both a gift and a tool for protection, not just for himself, but for the grassland and its inhabitants. Learning to command the swarm required reaching out to other beings, forming alliances with neighboring tribes, and sharing knowledge with them to fight the common threat. The cultural tapestry of the Loxodon, with its lunar ceremonies, chants, and traditional trials of courage, fortified Rumbarr's resolve and honed his skills. He learned to overcome his fear of failing his ancestors, realizing that leadership was less about perfection and more about persistence and the courage to stand for what's right. With his longbow and spirit swarm at his side, Rumbarr now passionately fights against Virgul's darkness. As he grows into his role, he embodies the Mooncaller name, a guardian of harmony, guiding his herd in the plains toward a restored balance. His journey is no longer solitary, and his story of growth inspires others, a testament to the spirit of resilience and the power of unity against encroaching night.